Oh, hi, yes, this is Chris Levi here. Basically, just sharing some more information on, there's been some people have been commenting. There's been talks about, you know, um, does Jerusalem or Israel truly being in Africa, and or Jerusalem, the original Jerusalem was in Africa, and you have a lot of those ancient Israelites, or you say the Hebrews, um, those groups, even Jews, I don't know, some or whatever, saying that they saying that Jerusalem was supposed to be. Jerusalem actually is located in Africa. I believe Jerusalem was likely definitely located in Africa. Um, from what I saw. So, what many people haven't really heard of before the creation of Israel today um, was what they call the Uganda scheme. The Uganda scheme, you know, as you can see right here, was a proposal presented on um, by so-called Herzl to create a Jewish homeland in Uganda. Some say it's Uganda. You got a person. Herzl proposes Kenya, not Uganda, safe haven. So, supposedly, anti-Semitism in Europe, whatever, which is bullshit because they weren't Semitic. So, um, sorry, but they really weren't. And so, okay, so it looks like they wanted to. They wanted to create Israel, a Jewish homeland in Uganda. Um, you know, in Africa. In Africa. So let's see this. This is the Jewish Library. Even though you don't really have to go on this website, I don't think it's really necessary to go on the website. But let's see this. The Uganda proposal, 1903. British Uganda program. Okay, so he proposed Uganda, as a place to basically have it be a refuge in Africa. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically that. Yeah, that is basically that. So yes, originally before there was, a thing to have Israel where it is now, there was a proposal to have Israel in Africa, Uganda, and that is pretty interesting because a lot of people really wouldn't, they wouldn't really know that, oh yeah, well, Israel, why did you choose Uganda or Israel? Well, Africa, actually, way back before I didn't know, there's another video made about how large Ethiopia was in Africa in the beginning, in old maps. Ethiopia basically took up the entire region of Africa, but you see on later maps that Ethiopia became just a little country just over in the east, which is very, I think ridiculous. Um, but yeah, Ethiopia basically took up the entire region of Africa. It was like the entire center of, it was the entire region of Africa. So, um, and so yeah, his proposal to basically put in Uganda. I mean, yeah, you know, I'd say Jerusalem definitely was located, in Africa. Um, Video on that, we were shown, but yeah, Jerusalem was located there, and nothing against a lot of Jews there today. I think a very small percentage of them actually are in fact Semitic, and that is really just what it is. It's not, so much of a thing against Jews and stuff, although, it sucks. It's not good. And of course, it's very evident, being that there definitely is racism within the community. And I just don't really see, and many other people just really wouldn't see the current Jewish community today as, I guess, being so authentic. Mainly because a lot of them have just been flooded with, I guess people from, who aren't Semitic. So it's kind of like, it's already so. But this, Herzl, he basically, he wanted to create it in Uganda, but it looks like it was not, that didn't go. So, that's pretty crazy. But I mean, yeah, if it would have been Uganda, then there would be totally, of course, it would have been, they would have, I guess, trying to build Jerusalem, or trying to build the temple, everything over in Uganda, so and the little map of Israel, you see Israel is a very tiny place. Israel is a very tiny place right here, and this isn't really something to be honest, this isn't really something to fight over. We do know that a lot, what they are saying is definitely on the news about, being wars, this, I don't see this land as just as being, a place of like goodness, of like, a place of it being like much of a spiritual homeland, so, and also note key figures in the Bible such as Enoch. Enoch, was in fact, he was Ethiopian, and not only was Enoch, a lot of people really don't know, Enoch was Ethiopian, and he was the grandfather of Noah. So, Enoch being the grandfather of Noah, and try to see an image, if they could show an actual image of him versus, and I mean, it's, we don't want to, be dogmatic and hate people and stuff, but he was purely in Ethiopia. This is clearly, this picture right here, I think is definitely an accurate picture. Right here, was probably Enoch the Ethiopian. Enoch was from Ethiopia. He was Ethiopian, and he was the grandfather of Noah. your grandfather Noah. So, despite from what they show, all the other on the photos, of they always kind of make everything kind of be like, you got European, yeah, you got other race looking like something else. That is ridiculous, and very ridiculous, and it's kind of sad how they basically try to portray him as looking like, someone who was, but he was indeed Ethiopian, and the Book of Enoch, which was written sometime, I believe around 300 BCE, has a good, it gives a good depiction of the Bible, and also, just to mention, was not included. Book of Enoch was not included in the canon. Perception. So let's look at this right here. Book of Enoch was not included in the canon of the Bible. Now one would ask, why was this not included in the canon of the Bible? Why was this not included? You see, of course, it was not included, and I think it's, Frank, it's the same reason why. You would see his, some of the photos, and it's good that somebody actually came and somewhat got a real depiction of how he may have looked. He may have looked like, yes, he was Ethiopian, and everything, but, you see the other pictures, and it's kind of like, well, it's like, it seems a little bit, biased. It seemed the church, I guess the Catholic Church and Protestant, and all them, and it's not included in Protestant canonical scripture. Of course, the Ethiopian Church, Orthodox Church in Beta, Israel, they, of course, have the Book of Enoch in their canon, but not the Protestants, and definitely not the church. So, in the church, which is very sad, and but I think it's definitely just a bias thing, why he was not included, and not why it was not included, but why why it's not included in the canon, and it being a very powerful book, and yeah, it's very ridiculous, but yeah, that is what I've seen. So as you may have seen, yes, Enoch was the ancestor of Noah, so that would clear up any question. That would clear up, people wanting to ask, an argument, or people, talking about, oh, well, what was Noah? What was Noah's ethnicity? What was Noah, his children over there? Well, we look at Enoch. He's an ancestor, a direct ancestor of Noah, so Enoch certainly, of course, was an African. Noah certainly, of course, was African. So, and also the other ancestors were as well, his sons. And so it's kind of like, yeah, that's pretty much that. So, and that was that. So that's really, yeah, that's it. Thanks.